In this video, I'm going to show you the truth that almost no one talks about, a pill that could slowly damage your brain and even lead to dementia. The title might sound shocking. This pill causes dementia. But once you understand what happens inside your brain when you take it, you'll realize why millions of people are unknowingly putting their memory, focus, and mental clarity at serious risk every single day. So stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal not only what this pill does to your brain, but also what you can do today to protect your memory, prevent Alzheimer's disease, and even reverse brain fog symptoms naturally. And if you truly want to recover the sharp, vivid memory you had when you were 20 years old, I'll leave a special video here below in the description and in the first comment. It explains a simple 7-second ritual you can do at home that helps your brain regenerate faster and remember things clearly again. Now, let's talk about something that most people overlook. Many adults take pills every single day for sleep, allergies, anxiety, or even for blood pressure, without realizing that some of these very common medications are directly linked to memory loss, confusion, and even Alzheimer's-like symptoms. Recent research from major universities, including studies published by the Alzheimer's Association, shows that certain drugs known as anticholinergic medications can block the same brain chemical responsible for learning and memory, acetylcholine. This chemical is what allows your brain cells to communicate efficiently. When it's blocked for months or years, the brain becomes slower, foggier, and eventually neural connections begin to die off. Have you ever felt like your mind is clouded? That fuzzy brain feeling or foggy head symptoms that make it hard to concentrate? That's not just getting older. That's a sign that your brain might be struggling with chemical imbalance. Many people describe it as mental fog, fuzzy brain, or lack of memory, and it's often a result of the same biochemical interference these pills create. Imagine waking up one day and not remembering the name of a close friend, or where you left your car keys, or even forgetting if you've already taken your medication. For millions, this is a daily reality. Early signs of dementia often start exactly this way. And here's the terrifying part. The very pills some people take to help them sleep or calm down may actually be accelerating that decline. Let's put this into perspective. One large study followed adults over a 10-year period and found that people who regularly took strong anticholinergic medications had a 54% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and other types of dementia like vascular dementia, Lewy body dementia, and frontotemporal dementia. These are not rare drugs. They're the same ones you can buy in a local pharmacy. Certain antihistamines, bladder control medications, and even sleep aids can quietly drain your brain's memory power over time. And when combined with other risk factors like lack of sleep, poor diet, or high stress, the damage multiplies. Now, maybe you've been noticing more short-term memory lapses lately, like walking into a room and forgetting why you went there, or forgetting simple words mid-conversation. These are the first signs of early onset dementia that most people ignore. They tell themselves, "Oh, I'm just tired," but it's often the brain's way of saying something is wrong. If this resonates with you, don't panic. Awareness is the first step. The good news is your brain is incredibly resilient. There are natural ways to clear brain fog instantly and even restore your memory functions before it's too late. And again, I'll leave that video below where I explain the 7-second home ritual that can help reverse short-term memory loss naturally. It's something that has helped thousands regain mental clarity and focus. But before we get into solutions, we need to understand the full picture of what's happening inside your brain when these pills disrupt your memory system. Picture your neurons, billions of them, communicating through electrical impulses and chemical signals. When acetylcholine is blocked, those signals weaken, like a radio losing connection. Over time, neurons begin to disconnect, leading to amnesia, confusion, and long-term cognitive decline. That's why people often describe dementia as the brain shutting down. It's not sudden. It's a gradual loss of connections caused by inflammation, toxicity, and poor chemical signaling. And it all starts with seemingly harmless habits. including the wrong pills. Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s or 80s stay mentally sharp while others begin losing memory in their 50s? It's not just genetics, it's the daily choices that either protect or poison the brain. In the next part, I'll show you the 3 most common types of medications that have been scientifically linked to dementia and memory loss, and how to safely replace or reduce them with natural alternatives that actually protect your brain. Let's begin by uncovering the hidden culprits that are silently harming millions of brains around the world. The first category of these pills are antihistamines, the common allergy medications that people take to stop sneezing, watery eyes, or itching. You may think they're harmless, but many of them are first-generation antihistamines, which easily cross the blood-brain barrier and block acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter that keeps your memory sharp. Drugs like diphenhydramine, found in brands such as Benadryl, and some over-the-counter sleep aids that contain similar ingredients, have been shown to cause long-term cognitive problems when used frequently. You might feel drowsy after taking them, and that's not just because they make you sleepy. That drowsiness is actually your brain slowing down its communication signals. In studies, people who took these antihistamines daily had significantly worse performance on memory tests and higher rates of brain fog, short-term memory loss, and confusion. Imagine that. Something as innocent as a pill for allergies slowly draining your mental clarity. The second group of pills that may increase your risk of dementia are antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications, specifically tricyclic antidepressants and certain benzodiazepines. They're prescribed to millions of people worldwide, often for years. But studies show that long-term use of benzodiazepines, like diazepam or lorazepam, can increase the risk of developing Alzheimer's disease by up to 50%. Why? Because these drugs not only disrupt neurotransmitter balance, but also interfere with the brain's ability to form new memories. Over time, they can lead to what's called retrograde memory loss, meaning you start forgetting past events, or short-term memory loss, where you struggle to recall things you just learned. If you've ever felt mentally foggy or disconnected after taking medication, that foggy mind symptom is real. It's not just in your head. It's a sign that your neurons are being chemically suppressed. And if this continues for years, it can mimic early signs of dementia, including confusion, trouble speaking, and poor focus. The third type of medication that may cause dementia-like effects are bladder control pills, often prescribed to older adults. These medications also block acetylcholine to reduce muscle contractions in the bladder, but the same mechanism that helps the bladder can harm the brain. Researchers found that people using these drugs for more than 3 years had a dramatically higher risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease compared to those who didn't. It's heartbreaking because many seniors take these pills daily, believing they're helping themselves, when in reality they may be harming their memory, focus, and independence. So what can you do about it? The first step is awareness. Don't stop any medication on your own. Talk to your doctor about safer alternatives that don't affect brain function. There are second-generation antihistamines, natural sleep remedies, and non-anticholinergic options that can help you stay healthy without damaging your memory. And while you make these adjustments, you can also support your brain naturally. Eat foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and B vitamins. These nutrients protect your neurons and may even repair damaged connections. Simple daily habits like walking, learning something new, and staying socially active can help your brain form new neural pathways, reducing the effects of aging and medication-induced damage. You might be wondering, but can I reverse the damage that's already been done? The encouraging answer is yes. In many cases, you can. The brain has something called neuroplasticity, which means it can adapt, rewire, and even create new cells in certain areas responsible for memory and focus. This is why many people experience remarkable improvement once they detox from harmful medications, improve their sleep, and nourish their brain correctly. Speaking of sleep, did you know that lack of sleep itself can cause brain fog and memory loss similar to early dementia? When you don't sleep well, your brain can't clear out toxins that build up during the day. It's like leaving your garbage uncollected for weeks. everything piles up and your neurons get suffocated by metabolic waste. That's why people with chronic insomnia or sleep apnea often experience mental fog, difficulty concentrating, and mood swings. If you've been feeling foggy-headed lately, constantly forgetting small details, or losing track of conversations, it might not just be old age. It could be a combination of medication side effects, poor sleep, and nutritional deficiencies that create the perfect storm for brain decline. But here's the beautiful truth. Your brain can recover. Thousands of people have done it. With the right approach, reducing harmful substances, restoring sleep quality, and feeding your brain the nutrients it craves, you can begin to reverse the symptoms of memory loss, dementia, and brain fog naturally. And if you truly want to know the exact method I recommend for jump-starting this recovery, a simple ritual that takes only 7 seconds a day from the comfort of your home, I'll leave a video in the description and in the first pinned comment explaining everything. It's already helped many people regain the same mental clarity they had when they were 20. In the next part, we'll explore what actually happens inside the brain when dementia begins, the difference between Alzheimer's, vascular dementia, and frontotemporal dementia, and the small daily choices that can either protect or destroy your cognitive health over time. To truly understand how these pills, and even our everyday habits, contribute to dementia, let's look inside the brain itself. Imagine your brain as a living network of over 100 billion neurons. Each neuron connects to thousands of others through delicate synapses. These connections allow you to recall memories, learn new things, recognize faces, and even feel emotions. Now, in conditions like Alzheimer's disease, vascular dementia, Lewy body dementia, or frontotemporal dementia, these connections start to break down. But here's the crucial part. This process doesn't happen overnight. It begins silently, years before symptoms appear. One day you might just feel a bit foggy or forgetful. That's brain fog. Then maybe you start having short-term memory loss, like forgetting appointments or where you left your phone. Over time, these small lapses can become more frequent and concerning. The early signs of dementia are subtle. Many people notice short-term memory lapses, difficulty finding words, or losing their sense of direction. Others describe a cloud over their thoughts, what many call a foggy mind or fuzzy brain. Some experience a lack of focus or mental exhaustion, especially after taking certain medications or during periods of poor sleep. These are red flags your brain is giving you long before dementia or Alzheimer's disease fully develops. One of the biggest differences between the various types of dementia lies in which part of the brain is affected first. Alzheimer's disease usually begins in the hippocampus, the center for memory and learning. That's why short-term memory loss is one of the first signs. Vascular dementia occurs when blood flow to the brain is compromised, often after small strokes or chronic high blood pressure. Lewy body dementia involves abnormal protein deposits that disrupt brain signals and cause not only memory loss, but also vivid dreams, movement issues, and hallucinations. Frontotemporal dementia affects the frontal and temporal lobes, leading to changes in personality, decision-making, and speech. All of these forms share one thing in common: a loss of brain communication and cell death triggered by chronic inflammation, toxicity, and energy depletion in the brain. The more your neurons lose contact, the weaker your memory becomes. Now imagine something powerful. What if you could slow, stop, or even partially reverse that process? Studies have shown that when the brain receives proper oxygen, nutrients, and stimulation, it can create new connections to compensate for damaged ones. That's why some people who once had severe brain fog or early dementia symptoms can regain clarity, focus, and mental strength over time. Let me share an example. There was a patient in her late 60s who had been taking sleep medication every night for almost a decade. She began to experience confusion, forgetfulness, and what doctors called mild cognitive impairment, the step before dementia. Her family feared the worst, but when she started tapering off those medications under supervision, improved her diet, and began simple daily rituals for brain activation, her memory began to return. Within 6 months, her family said she seemed like herself again. This is the power of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to heal. It's also why stress management is essential. Chronic stress floods the brain with cortisol, which damages neurons in the hippocampus, the very region responsible for memory. That's why people under long-term stress often report brain fog symptoms, trouble concentrating, or short memory loss. Meditation, deep breathing, or even gentle exercise can reduce that cortisol and help your brain repair faster. And here's something few people talk about: inflammation. Scientists now call Alzheimer's and dementia type 3 diabetes because of the way sugar and insulin resistance affect brain cells. When your blood sugar is constantly high, your brain becomes inflamed and resistant to energy. Neurons can't absorb glucose efficiently, leading to fatigue and brain fog from lack of energy. That's why simple dietary changes, cutting refined sugar, adding omega-3 fats, and increasing antioxidants, can help clear brain fog instantly in many cases. It's not magic, it's biology. You're simply feeding your brain the fuel it needs to repair itself. But remember, even with perfect nutrition, if you continue taking certain harmful pills daily, the cycle of cognitive decline can persist. These drugs can cause a subtle but chronic chemical imbalance that keeps the brain in a foggy, sluggish state. That's why so many people struggle with both insomnia and forgetfulness. They're trapped in a loop where the treatment worsens the cause. If you've been noticing these early signs of senility, things like misplaced items, losing track of conversations, or repeating questions, it's time to take action, not fear, but awareness. Because the earlier you act, the greater your chance of full recovery. You deserve to remember names, moments, and stories that define who you are. You deserve to wake up each morning with a clear, focused mind, not one clouded by confusion or fatigue. And if you're serious about protecting your brain and recovering your sharp, youthful memory, I'll leave that special video below again, the one where I explain a 7-second daily ritual that helps re-energize your neurons and restore memory clarity naturally from home. Thousands of people have used it to break free from brain fog and memory loss. It could be the missing link in your recovery, too. In the final part, we'll summarize everything, connect it to how your life can look once your memory and focus are restored, and I'll guide you toward the next step you can take right now to start your transformation. Let's take a moment to look at everything we've uncovered and connect it to your own life. We began with the shocking truth that some pills millions of people take daily can quietly damage the brain, block acetylcholine, and lead to dementia, Alzheimer's disease, or chronic brain fog. We explored how these medications, from antihistamines to anxiety and bladder pills, can interfere with memory formation, disrupt brain signaling, and slowly chip away at your mental clarity. But we also learned that this process isn't irreversible. Your brain has a remarkable ability to heal. With the right habits, nutrition, sleep, and stress control, your neurons can rebuild connections, and your memory can come back to life. Even if you've been feeling confused, foggy, or forgetful, there's always hope. Now, imagine yourself a few months from today. You wake up feeling rested, without that fuzzy head or mental fog. You walk into the kitchen and remember exactly where you left your keys. You recall the names of friends instantly. You feel calm, focused, and in control again. The fear of losing your mind fades away, replaced by confidence that you are getting sharper each day. You can enjoy conversations without forgetting what you were saying. You can read, learn, and feel mentally young again. That's what happens when your brain gets what it truly needs: oxygen, clean nutrition, rest, and the right neurochemical balance. Think about how freeing that would be. Not having to constantly apologize for forgetting things, not feeling embarrassed or worried that your memory is slipping away. Instead, feeling proud of how alert, focused, and alive your mind has become. And if you're watching this video, it means you care. You want to prevent dementia, fight off Alzheimer's disease before it starts, and live your later years with a sharp, clear, powerful mind. You want to protect everything that makes you you. Your stories, your memories, your laughter, your personality. But please don't just stop here. Knowledge without action changes nothing. I want you to take the next step toward healing your brain and reversing memory loss. Below in the description and in the first pinned comment, I'm leaving a special video that goes even deeper. It explains a simple 7-second ritual that you can do right from your home. This ritual has already helped thousands of people clear brain fog instantly, sharpen their focus, and begin reversing memory loss naturally. It's gentle, safe, and doesn't require any medication. If you've ever felt like your mind isn't as quick as it used to be, or you're worried about early signs of dementia or Alzheimer's disease, you owe it to yourself to watch that next video. It may be one of the most important decisions you ever make for your long-term health and independence. And before you go, do me a small favor. If this video has helped you understand more about your brain and how to protect it, please give it a like so YouTube shows it to more people who might need this information. Leave a comment below if you've ever felt brain fog or forgetfulness. Your story could inspire someone else to seek help before it's too late. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because in the upcoming videos, we'll explore natural remedies, daily brain fog treatments, and lifestyle habits that support memory, focus, and long-term brain health. And right here on the screen, I'll leave another video that will help you recover the memory you had at 20 years old. It's the perfect continuation of what we discussed today. Click on it now, and I'll see you there.